Introducing first, from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 235 pounds, Jay Stexton.
Plenty of action coming up as we have 6 of WWE's top names ready to go here.
Oh man, Michael, 6-man matches like this always remind me of world class back in the 1980s.
From Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing in at 275 pounds, Xander Storm.
It's now time for our huge 6-man tag team match.
And I can't think of any competitors I'd rather see go at it right now than these 6 superstars. This one's going to be great.
And their partner, from Hackensack, New Jersey, weighing in at 205 pounds, Adrian Alpha Omega Coleman.
Guys, we have a huge 6-man tag team match coming up here.
For me, Michael, the biggest storyline heading into this match will be whether or not these teams can truly coexist.
And their opponents, first, from Tijuana, Mexico, weighing in at
We're just moments away from what will likely be one of the most exciting 6-man tag team matches we've seen in a very long time.
Well, given the 2 teams we have assembled here tonight, I would say I have no choice but to agree with you, Cole.
Liverpool, England, weighing in at 241 pounds, the Destroyer, Alex Rude.
Plenty of action coming up as we have 6 of WWE's top names ready to go here.
Oh man, Michael, 6-man matches like this always remind me of world class back in the 1980s.
And their partner, from Harlem, New York, weighing in at 241 pounds.
If you like action, this 6-man tag team match is for you.
You can say that again. We're looking at 6 of WWE's most exciting superstars all in one match. It doesn't get much more exciting than that.
This is it, folks. 3-on-3 action underway. You gotta believe this one's over. Thanks to Raw General Manager Kurt Angle, in May of 2017, the WWE Universe saw a dream team come together when the Hardy Boys joined forces with the Lunatic Fringe Dean Ambrose. The exciting trio took on Sheamus, Cesaro, and The Miz. Truth be told, both Miz and Ambrose blended in with their impromptu tag team partners pretty well. We always make a point to talk about continuity amongst team members. In this 6-man match, where Dean Ambrose teamed with the Hardys against Sheamus, Cesaro, and The Miz, both teams worked very well together. That surprised me, since this was the first time they teamed together. But there was something that night about the lunacy of Dean Ambrose fitting perfectly with the Daredevil Hardy Boys.
I've got to say, I had goosebumps for a week after the Hardy Boys returned to WWE in 2017. 6-man tag team matches have been a staple of competition since the early days of sports entertainment. 2 teams of 3 compete against one another under traditional tag team rules. Stipulations can be added like no disqualification, 2 out of 3 falls, elimination, falls count anywhere, or whatever else someone could think of. Matches can also be held in a caged environment.
Six-man tags can be fought under so many different types of stipulations. Teams can be part of a faction, where three superstars have aligned because of a common interest. The most crucial aspect to a six-man tag team being successful is that trio's ability to act as one cohesive unit. Three individuals working collectively at all times.
So much can take place during a six-man tag match. Regardless of what type of match the teams of three are competing in, the members of that team must be on the same page. Oftentimes, the teams who have the best continuity are the most successful.
What a stomp! Good grief! Nailed it! Strike. If this match heads outside, things can go south real quick. Let's hope not. Vertical suplex. Nice. This might be it. Oh, my. Look at the squeeze. It's on like a vice grip.
Oh, that just looks nasty. Something that is always important in a six-man match is having the ability to perform double-team moves. One of the things that successful six-man teams try and execute are double-team moves, and then have the third team member perform a signature or finishing maneuver to deliver maximum impact to an opponent.
He's making a statement here with this attack. Oh, man, what a hit.
Knocked right off the apron.
Teamwork is always paramount in a six-man tag match. Superstars want to be able to have a level of teamwork where two members of the trio perform a double-team move, and the third member follows that up with a move so the opponent is really down for the count.
The key is to deliver the maximum amount of punishment to your opponent in the least amount of time. You have until the referee's count of 5. It's not like you have all day in the ring. But if your team of 3 can deliver that type of offense, your trio will be in good shape.
Oh, haven't seen this in a long time. The old targeting the back. Very effective.
Oh, boy, he is rolling.
What midair? What? This capacity crowd starting to sense the end is near, and I don't disagree. Yeah, things look bleak right now. Sizing up their opponent. Look at that. Famouser. Ooh, what impact. Ooh, neck breaker. When this guy's on, look out. Looking for the finish. Counter here. Well, that'll hinder your modeling career. Beautiful technique.
Oh, boy, he is rolling.
He's looking at it.
Oh, game, set, match. This one is over.
Irish whip.
Oh, boy, he is rolling.
You gotta believe this one's over. This is what makes him one of the best in the business. Nobody controls the pace of a match quite like this guy.
Are you kidding me?
Bringing it back into the ring.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
Talk about having the living hell beat out of you. Double underhook. Future shock.
That should do it. Nobody gets up from that, Cole. There are times during a six-man tag match where the hostility between two teams overflows. The result is complete chaos, and all six superstars duke it out inside, and many times outside the ring. It's complete and total chaos. But if you're one of the legal competitors in the ring during that time, you must return to the ring before the referee's 10 count or risk being counted out and lose the match for your team.
Byron, you talked about the moment in six-man tag matches when all semblance of order breaks down. Many times the two teams are so determined to tear each other apart that they don't pay attention to who the legal person in the ring is or where the referee is in their 10 count. That's a huge mistake.
In the throes of battle, superstars lose their composure, and what was a six-man tag match breaks down into a Pier 6 brawl. And if you don't keep an eye on the referee's count, you could get counted out and be the reason your team loses the match. I could see Byron making that mistake and ruining it for everybody. There are instances when a six-man tag match will feature a team where superstars have not always seen eye to eye or are in the midst of a disagreement. When that's the case, someone on the team must step up and be the voice of reason so the trio can function as a cohesive unit.
Corey, earlier you talked about what needs to happen when members of a six-man team have differences or had differences in the past. If the team can't find a way to get on the same page, they will not last very long. Someone on the team has to step up and make sure for at least that match, everyone on the team can work together.
That's easier said than done. Just because superstars might be favorites of the WWE Universe or have a common enemy, that doesn't mean they'll get along. It also doesn't mean that any past issues will magically go away. In this business, people have long memories, so if someone sees an issue on their team, they need to resolve it right away.
In 2016, the New Day found themselves in the middle of a sick and twisted rivalry with the Wyatt family. Things escalated to the point where Bray Wyatt invited the New Day to do battle at the Wyatt family compound. New Day accepted, but what followed was something no one expected or will ever be able to forget.
No reverses it. Showing off some of his speed there. Corey, we talked about six-man tag matches, and earlier you talked about one that caught the attention of the entire sports entertainment world. The New Day fought for survival amongst the darkness of the Wyatt family compound in a battle where pickaxes and cinder blocks were used as weapons and automobiles were used as battering rams.
The New Day versus the Wyatts at the Wyatt family compound was not your traditional six-man tag match, but it showed what can happen.
He might have one impact.
I knew it was only a matter of time. Over time, there have been various types of six-man teams that have been successful. There are family trios like the Guerreros, the Grahams, the Andersons, and the Barbarians. There have been members of factions who have also produced tremendous six-man teams like the Fabulous Freebirds, the Four Horsemen, the NWO, and D-Generation X.
What a strike. Harsh impact. Byron, you mentioned some families and groups that created incredible six-man teams. Talking more about factions, don't forget about the likes of the Hart Foundation, Evolution, the Wyatt family, the Shield, and the New Day. These are only some of the trios who had unbelievable matches against a variety of adversaries.
If we're talking about three-man teams, I need to shout out one of the baddest trios of all time who held the World Six-Man Championship on a number of occasions. I'm talking about the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and the Road Warriors. When the Dream put on the face paint, you knew it was going to be a bad night for their opponents.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
Both teams working well here together. That's not always the case in a six-man tag team match. Oftentimes, you'll see personal agendas eat their way into the action.
Beautiful technique. Ooh, what impact. Double axe handle smash.
He looks a bit off his game here. I think it's safe to say that the action so far in this six-man tag team match is exactly what we expected.
He obviously came into this match intent on taking the fight to the outside as much as he could, though I'm not sure that's the right approach.
Oh, man, what a hit.
Knocked right off the apron.
What an all-star ensemble in the ring right now. 6 of WWE's most successful competitors for sure.
When a superstar is in a six-man match, one of the most important things to remember is knowing when to tag out and get the fresh member of your team in the ring. We've talked about continuity many times on this program, but it's more than that. You don't want to try to do too much when you have other members of your team out there. Oh, nasty impact.
Corey, you spoke about when a superstar is in six-man action and how crucial it is that they have the presence of mind to realize when they need to tag out. Not everyone who competes as part of a six-man team has the ability to do that. We've seen many times over the years that a superstar's inability to do that has cost their team the match.
We've also seen over the years that not all superstars play well roles. Some competitors are so dedicated to singles careers that when they are put in a six-man team, they become a bit lost. That's when a mistake could be made, and it could be very costly.
He's making a statement here with this attack.
Right across the back of the neck. Double underhook. That was a long way down. If that doesn't end it, I don't know what will.
The pitfalls of gravity, Michael.
Six of WWE's most alpha personalities all competing in the same match. There's a good chance this one ends deteriorating sooner than later.
This might be it. Oh, my.
There are times during a six-man tag match where the hostility between two teams overflows. The result is complete chaos, and all 6 superstars duke it out inside, and many times outside the ring. It's complete and total chaos. But if you're one of the legal competitors in the ring during that time, you must return to the ring before the referee's 10 count, or risk being counted out and lose the match for your team. Oh boy, he is rolling.
Byron, you talked about the moment in six-man tag matches when all semblance of order breaks down. Many times the two teams are so determined to tear each other apart that they don't pay attention to who the legal person in the ring is or where the referee is in their 10 count. That's a huge mistake. Here he goes. Is he done? vicious head crank. Look at the torque.
This is what makes him one of the best in the business. Both teams working well here together. That's not always the case in a six-man tag team match. Oftentimes, you'll see personal agendas eat their way into the action.
I think I know what's about to come.
Boom! Warm up the bus. This one is over. It took two, but it looks like that one should do the trick.
Ducks on. Harsh impact. Boom!
When this guy's on, look out.
Over time, there have been various types of six-man teams that have been successful. There are family trios like the Guerreros, the Graham, the Andersons, and the Von Erichs. There have been members of factions who have also produced tremendous six-man teams like the Fabulous Freebirds, the Four Horsemen, the NWO, and D-Generation X.
Byron, you mentioned some families and groups that created incredible six-man teams. Talking more about factions, don't forget about the likes of the Hart Foundation, Evolution, the Wyatt family, the Shield, and the New Day. These are only some of the trios who had unbelievable matches against a variety of adversaries.
If we're talking about three-man teams, I need to shout out one of the baddest trios of all time who held the World Six-Man Championship on a number of occasions. I'm talking about the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and the Road Warriors. When the Dream put on the face paint, you knew it was going to be a bad night for their opponents.
Don't you dare get up, man.
This might be it.
Oh, my. Nobody controls the pace of a match quite like this guy.
Ooh, what impact.
Both teams working well here together. That's not always the case in a six-man tag team match. Oftentimes, you'll see personal agendas eat their way into the action. He's making a statement here with this attack.
Oh, using the knee as a weapon. Avoids trouble there. Boom! Whoa, down he goes.
That was impressive, Cole.
What a stomp. Good grief. I respect the strategy to work over the arm.
He's stumbling some now. At this point, I'd say he's probably better off taking a tag to one of his partners.
Sounds to me like this crowd is a little shocked to see him. Oh!
That's how you put an exclamation point on the end of a match, guys.
He's not going to like this. Set up. There it is. Shooting Windsor.
Gosh, that has got to be it.
There's the cover. Can he do it? You gotta believe this one's over. Gets the shoulder. Wow. What's it going to take?
What a kick out.
Oh, and he reverses it. Oh, man. The intensity of this match has been incredible.
This is what makes him one of the best in the business. When this guy's on, look out.
Both sides looking a little ragged right now, guys.
Suicide dive. Looks like he's starting to tire. He's got to remember he has two partners ready to enter the fray here.
At this point, he really has to think about mixing it up a bit. Maybe implement more of a power game into his offense.
But the question is, how much energy does his opponent have left? My guess is not much, given what we've seen him go through so far in this match.
Oh, nasty impact.
From out of nowhere! KO! This one's over, guys!
Oh, man, what a hit.
Knocked right off the apron.
And he's heading back in.
Beautiful technique.
Oh, chin-breaking uppercut. This is what we're doing.
That might just be the final nail in the coffin.
Victory is on the horizon. This one is over.
And this has got to be it! What a strike. Right on the mark.
This could be all she wrote.
This might be it. Oh, my.
Eludes that one. This could end in a hurry.
Oh, boy, he is rolling.
Oh, man, what a hit.
Knocked right off the apron.
Oh, man, what a hit.
Knocked right off the apron.
Oh, that kind of hit brings back bad memories.
No, that was a reversal. There may be no coming back from this incredible beatdown.
Oh, face first. Beautiful technique.
Oh, boy, he is rolling.
At what point do those thoughts creep in of, what do I have to do to put this match to rest? I don't know. I don't know as a WWE superstar if you ever have those thoughts of self-doubt. Nobody controls the pace of a match quite like this guy. Back in the ring again.
It'll destroy your face.
When this guy's on, look out. Given what we've seen so far here tonight, it's hard to believe, but one of these teams will walk away from this match with their heads hung. He's making a statement here with this attack. I don't know how much much more damage one person can take. I don't care how tough you are.
There's no denying that all 6 of these superstars brought it here tonight.
Taken off his feet here.
And it's moves like that that make him so dangerous.
This is what makes him one of the best in the business. Lightning fast reflexes.
Uh-oh, he's in trouble here.
He'd be wise to stay right there.
Driver.
Now it's time to capitalize.
What a slam, Michael.
Kicks out on the pinfall attempt. He's still in this. What impact. What a stomp. Good grief. When this guy's on, look out.
Looking at it.
Double knee face breaker.
That's how you put an exclamation point on a match.
Oh, man, what a hit.
Knocked right off the apron. Oh, boy, he is rolling.
What? Clothesline. Ouch. Ooh.
We may be looking at our winner here, guys. Geez, it feels like I have the same song on my playlist on repeat.
Back in the ring now. These athletes seem to have tried everything in their playbook. Oh, there's more in their arsenal, I promise you that. I don't know what it is, but they'll find it. Oh, man, what a boot. What a brutal beating we've seen dished out so far here tonight. Uh-oh. Look at this. Power bomb. The end may be near, folks.
I'm not used to seeing this.
This one's getting ugly. You might want to turn away if you have a weak heart.
Oh, man. Boom, what impact.
Here we go. Back inside the ring.
Oh, nasty impact. How are these superstars even still going, guys? I mean, they have to be on fumes right now. 6. He might have it. Near a count out here, Corey.
It would be a shame if this ends in a count.
Absolutely spiked.
DDT. I'm not sure how much he has left.
You're going to want to see your internist after a slam like that.
Harsh impact.
What a match this has been, guys, and it's starting to look like these superstars are beginning to feel the effects.
2, 3. Bringing it back between the ropes. think there's any coming back from this type of assault. It's about as bad as it gets for him.
Not to be presumptuous, but right about now, his partners have to be wondering what they got themselves into teaming with him here tonight.
Well, on the plus side, he's not the only one in that ring struggling for air right now. Oh boy, he is rolling.
Nobody controls the pace of a match quite like this guy. Here we go.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
A high-risk maneuver that works from that top. Scoop slam.
We've got to be nearing an elimination soon here, guys.
He's making a statement here with this attack. You gotta believe this one's over.
We've got to be nearing an elimination soon here, guys.
Harsh impact. Ooh. Not today. Nailed it. Both teams working well here together. That's not always the case in a six-man tag team match. Oftentimes, you'll see personal agendas eat their way into the action. A minor miracle might be needed to overcome this beating.
Looking vulnerable now, guys. This is a bad situation.
Oh, man, what a hit.
Knocked right off the apron.
Showing some quickness there. Oh, man, what a hit.
Knocked right off the apron.
Vicious attack. And now one more. Out of nowhere. RKO!
That might have done it, Cole. Clearly not afraid to go to the well again.
Oh my, how in the world did he kick out of that?
It'll take a lot more than that to keep him down. Oh, nasty impact.
It might be cliche, but it's true here. It ain't over till it's over. Oh boy, he is rolling.
Boom impact. Both teams working well here together. That's not always the case in a six-man tag team match. Oftentimes, you'll see personal agendas eat their way into the action. I can't believe this one's still going on, especially after the beating that's been delivered tonight.
No, that's uncalled for.
Oh, blow. The longer this fight goes on, the more wear and tear on each competitor. Who is going to have enough to pick up the win? Oh, what an uppercut. Things are not looking very good right now. Going to have to find a way to regroup.
I really can't believe what's gone down so far. This match has been even more physical than I thought it would be.
Right across the back of the neck.
If I hear one more person tell me about how brave this superstar is for competing injured, I'm going to lose my mind. I mean, what we're talking about here is essentially the equivalent of a hangnail. I wouldn't necessarily call that an injury.
Some might say that it wasn't a wise move for this superstar to step inside the ring with an injury, but I don't know. It's not like it's a major injury or anything.
Ooh, what impact.
There's got to be some point in the match where those thoughts start to creep in that it could be over. And then you got to dig down deep. Get rid of the self-doubt and continue on toward victory.
When this guy's on, look out.
We've seen this before, guys.
And it's not good, I can tell you that.
Oh, man, what a hit.
Knocked right off the apron. Oh, boy, he is rolling.
Penny in predicament. Two! Digging deep for a kick out.
With all the damage done, you have to wonder how much more it'll take.
Oh, he turns it around.
Oh, returning features clean up your face.
This might be it. Oh, my. This could end it in a boom right in the face.
Destroyed.
This one's over. What a cover. That's how you put an exclamation point on the end of a match, guys.
Melee, pandemonium.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
Early kick out, referee right on top of the action.
That's all right, Cole.
He's fighting back here.
I expected nothing less, Cole.
Oh boy, he is rolling.
Cravat locked in. Talk about dismantling your opponent.
That should do it.
Beautiful technique. Uh-oh! Sizing them up.
In trouble. Doesn't even see it coming.
He's making a statement here with this attack. He's calling for it.
Set up.
Oh, right to the face. This one is over.
He's got him covered. 1, 2, 3.
What a six-man tag match.